And this is the most fantastic example of swearing that I've noticed, and this is where you don't even realise it's happening. Just along Rose Street there's a Greg's the Baker's, and it was 2:30, so I needed a sugar rush. I thought, I'll go in, get myself a donut. And I'm at the counter, and this man comes into the shop, just puts his head round the door, and says to the guy serving, he goes, "Oh, have you got any sausage rolls left?" The man at the counter goes, "Oh no, get to fuck, we've just had the lunch rush." Now honestly, the customer thought nothing of it, right? He just went, "Oh, no worries," left. I'm standing holding the donut going, "Oh no, get to fuck, we've just had the lunch rush." I mean, really, even surely in Greg's the Baker's, there is some sort of manual bang out to deal with customers. If you run out of something, maybe offer an alternative. I mean, I haven't seen it enough. I don't know, I mean, do they do it in John Lewis? If you go into their marvellous kitchen emporium that I adore, you go, "Oh, I'd like, do you have one of those DeLongo espresso machines?" "Oh, no, get to fuck, we just had breakfast." "DeLongo espresso machine here, get the fuck away." So I've thoroughly enjoyed your swearing, keep it up, thank you.
We have to decide the points. That was round 2. We have to decide the points. So if you think the winner of that round should be Graham with his decluttering, give us a cheer now. And if you think the winner should be Joe with her swearing, give us a cheer now. I think you punks love swearing, eh? Okay, well the points there in that round goes to Joe Caulfield. 1.5 points. Okay, now it is time for round 3. This round is called Head to Head, and I'm going to pick 2 comedians to go head to head on some stories from this week's news. Now, I got a copy of the Edinburgh Evening News yesterday, and I sent through some suggestions to the guys. And what a rag that is, isn't it? The Edinburgh Evening News, crikey. Now, I'm not saying it's the worst evening paper in Edinburgh, but if there was another one, it would be. Okay, so the people who are going to play this game, we're going to have Keir and Graham, okay? So we're going to play this game, and it's the first story that was in the paper this week was about how the sale of real ale had gone up over the Christmas period. So the subject that I've chosen is guest beers in pubs. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? So Keir, you're up first. Guest beers in pubs, good or bad?
Okay, well I'm good. If the extent of your palate starts and stops with tenants, then it's safe to say you've either had your tongue removed or you couldn't tell the difference between a chocolate donut and rimming James Corden. Let's face it, your average pub lager could have been squeezed out the scabby bell end of a syphilitic dog that's only ever been fed on asparagus, right? It's true. I mean, would you rather a beverage with a noble name like Majestic Stag, described as an intense beer with flavours of chocolate, berries and a gentle bouquet of honey and hops, or Stella, which is watered down battery acid with a fruity bouquet of domestic abuse? The very concept of guest beers is a great one. You know, we should universally adopt it in all aspects of our life. You know, you ask anyone in a long-term relationship how they feel about the concept of a guest fuck, right? You're going to get a pretty positive uptake on that one, do you know what I mean? It's true. So if you've never let the last of a warm Santa's butt from your lips, or treated yourself to a sip of sick duck, or sucked deep on a bishop's finger, then live a little and vote for guest beers.
I love the groan from the audience above. the guest fuck.
It's a great idea.
It's a great idea. Okay, right, now, here we go. Here's Graham to argue that guest beers in pubs are a bad thing.
They are a bad thing. Look, I know what I like, right? I don't need to be enticed into the allure of some sort of swanky name like Tartan Sandal or Silky Sporran. You know, I'm not a marketing sap. You know, the names are nonsense. It's almost like they make the names up just to see if people will still order it. You know, people go to the bar and go, "2 pints of lager, a vodka and coke, and that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. A pint of Caber tossings. Yes, I want a head on it. I don't even think they're called guest beers. I think they're called guest beers. Beers. Like some guys making them in a shed. Some guys in his shed going, "What the fuck is this?" Oh, fucking hell. It tastes like Fox's piss. Or Sleek It Fox. It's got to be a guest ale, because once everyone in the pub's tasted it, it's fucked. You know, I just think, you know, it's like, look at the... Yeah, exactly, yes. It's a guest beer, right? It's something that you can stomach for a couple of days, but in the end, you're glad to see the back of it. You know, it can overstay its welcome, which is something that can't be said of Heineken and Stella. You know, I've seen people in the street after 12 pints being sick and trying to pass it off on a dodgy curry. You know, they're not blaming the beer. Also, spare a thought for the poor person that gets hooked on these guest beers, and then can't they go, and then they can't get a hit. You know, there's a sort of left sort of cold turkey. You know, it'd be like white Kit Kat Chunkies all over again. Nothing guest or limited edition is ever that good, is it? You know, otherwise it'd be around all the time. It's economics. It's supply and demand. It's capitalism, baby. Guest ales are fly-by-night shysters who move from town to town, shystering you. And that's why they're bad.
Let's move to guest beers are a good thing, give me a cheer. And if they're a bad thing, give me a cheer. Bad thing. Well done, Graham. You get 0.75 please. Excellent. Right, our next question, our next subject here, when I was reading through the evening news yesterday, every other page just about was an advert for a mobile phone. So I want to talk a little bit about mobile phones and particularly cameras on mobile phones. So, cameras on mobile phones, good thing or bad thing? Graham, you start us off. Cameras on the old mobile phone.
Right, well, I'm for cameras on mobile phones, and I might sound childish, but I've always wanted to get a clip on you being framed. So, you know, I think now with the quality of the cameras, all you need to do now is get your mate drunk and just go, "I bet £5 you can't clear that bollard." You know, you'll have to nip over to him and go, "Are you alright?" And then you go, "By the way, you owe me a £5. Will you sign this release form?" You know, while you're there, you can take a photo of him and then post it and tag him on Facebook. You know, and the thing is, I'm always waiting for people, right? So these cameras are going to be really good. They're going to stop all these bullshit texts of, "I'm on the bus. Oh, the train was delayed. I'll have to get the next one." No, take a photo and send it to me. Yes. That's your kitchen, you prick. You know, okay, you've had the good common sense to try and take the photo next to your Scenes of Scotland calendar. You can still see the corner of the microwave. Get moving. And these cameras are great for road rage incidents, aren't they? Because you can take a photo of the plate, right? And Edinburgh's not that big a place, right? So you can just jot it down in the log in your car. Right, and then you're bound to see the car at some other point later on, right, and then you can follow them about, and then when they park up, right, if you keep a bat in the boot, or a boot in the bat, anyway, you know, that's why cameras are a good thing. Here, you know, maybe yours is, you know, not that great, and it will only take a sort of artist's impression of people, but Steve Austin, the Bionic Man, not the wrestler, might say, "You can't fight technology." Can I get a hell yeah?
So, Peter, you're going to take the stage now. Tell us the opposite argument.
In my opinion, putting cameras on phone is up there with the top 10 most repulsive technological advances, with grafting a monkey's head onto a baby. and that make a good photo. What camera phones have essentially enabled people to do is carry with them at all times a portable photo album containing a second-by-second picture diary of every lame family wedding, bar mitzvah and ABBA tribute night event that they've ever been in the last 6 years, right? A record that they foist on you the second there's a gap in the conversation in some vague attempt to win approval for their tawdry, dismal and ultimate hopeless lives, right? You have not known pain until you have looked at the 30th consecutive picture of your mother's girly holiday in Tenerife, right? And I say girly in the broadest possible sense, right? And 4 Glasgow women in their 50s wearing swimwear is about as girly as Clint Eastwood cut up a steak with a chainsaw while getting blown by a grizzly bear, right? It's not. I would rather listen to my girlfriend talk about her dreams, right? Have to pretend to be interested in another blurred picture of wee Margaret losing her shit on another fucking camel ride, right? But more than that, because people are so busy trying to capture the moment, they're rarely actually in it, right? This is true. A friend of mine actually was going out with a new girlfriend. She asked him to take a photo of her cum face, right? Now, the face she made when she was orgasming. Now, he had been living in some sexual slang vacuum, right? And took the term cum face to mean something far more literal than she intended. That was not the photo she was hoping for, right? He nearly ended up Jewish. She's got a fear of yoga. It's a bad thing. So don't vote for cameras on phones. It's a ridiculous idea. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, listen, you've got good points there, so I want you to help me out there with the points. Cameras on phones, good thing? Cameras on phones, bad thing? Well, the points are there, just about proportionated appropriately. Right, lovely. Well, listen, it's just about time for our first interval, ladies and gentlemen. That's just about as far as we've got just now. So, before we do take this break, I would like to point out that we are going to be playing a game in the next section. I want you all to help me out with, okay? When people were coming in, I was trying to find out what people did for a living. So, this game we're going to play in the next section is called I Could Never. Okay, I want you to give me some reasons why I could never be certain professions. Now, I picked out some people in the audience, and these are the subjects for round 2, so I want you all to think about this as well when we come back after the break. I could never be a teacher, is one of them. I could never be a Glaswegian. I could never be a vampire, is the other one. I could never be a vampire. Interestingly, I could never be a porn star. One for myself here, I could never be a comedian, and I could never go on X Factor. So those are the subjects, and we are going to take our first break. So thank you very much. Have another drink at the bar, take your empty glasses back, and we'll be back in 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.